What's going on, traders? It's Ricky with TechBot Solutions. So I was looking through some of the comments within my previous videos, and it was in the video that I made on how much it costs to own my Corvette Z06 at age 22 that I saw a comment to talk a little bit more about real estate and my own experiences. So I'm not a real estate guru, and I want to make sure that I make that 100% clear. I own a couple properties, and I'm working towards 2 more properties towards the end of this year. But I'm just going to be talking about some best practices that I've experienced and that I've learned, and hope that you guys understand this. This isn't just for people that are young, but this is for someone that just wants to buy their property, and how I was able to do it. In the sense, when I initially qualified for my property at age 20, I wasn't making an enormous living. I wasn't making or doing anything extremely special, and I'm going to be talking about 3 simple ways on how I was able to qualify for my first property and buy my first property by age 20. So to talk a little bit more about myself, I'm 22 right now. I bought it when I was 20, and I was living in California initially. I understood that the standard of cost of living in California was way too expensive based on the income that I was making, and to actually qualify for a property out there, I was either going to be, home poor and living paycheck to paycheck, or I was not even going to qualify for a loan. So understanding that, I made this decision to move on over to Arizona, and I attended ASU. I go to the ASU Polytechnic campus, and talking a little bit more about that. Once making the decision to move on over there, one of the reasons that I moved on over there was because I knew the cost of living was a lot less. I wanted to live in an area or buy my first property in an area that was growing and that showed potential to grow. So I did a little bit of research simply by searching on Google, and I saw that Queen Creek and Gilbert were a really fast growing area within Arizona, but Gilbert was a little bit more established, a little bit more family oriented, and the cost of living was right in the area that I wanted it to be. So once I moved on over there, I was living for about 5 to 6 months at the ASU Polytechnic campus. Right away I got in contact with the real estate agent that I still work with today. His name is Edgar, an amazing guy. I'm gonna reach out to him, and it's probably gonna take like 3 days since I'm still here in San Sebastian, Spain. I don't have any like phone service to actually send out text messages, since he doesn't have an iPhone and I do. But I'm going to put his information down below as long as he says it's okay, so you guys can reach out to him if you guys are in the Gilbert area or just want, in a sense, a second-hand opinion. But he's an amazing guy. He's one that's assisted me with pretty much all my properties, and he's one that's very knowledgeable. So I want to make sure that I give him credit for all that. But going back into it, I got in contact with him, and then he got me in contact with a lender, and then we started from there. He told me exactly, this is the biggest thing. When I got over there, he told me exactly how much I needed to be making a year. He told me exactly what it is that I needed, around how much I needed to save to have enough to, qualify for the down payment and stuff like that. And then he told me where my credit score needed to be. And doing that, I was working towards that until the initial point of qualifying for my property. And it was as simple as that. I understood, and just like we say when it comes to investing and trying to achieve anything, again, I'm not a guru. I don't, in a sense, know, I'm not a guru when it comes to real estate, and I want to make sure you guys understand that. But what I do understand is when you want to achieve something, and when you want to achieve a goal, you have to understand what it is that you need to do to get there. Did I need to know exactly how John Smith, was able to buy a multi-million-dollar house and how he became, a real estate guru? No, all I needed to know was, okay, my plan is to buy a house, at this specific price. What does my income need to be? How much do I need as a down payment? Where does my debt need to be? Or where does my credit score need to be? With those simple things, I understood exactly what it is that I needed to achieve by a certain time frame to, in a sense, qualify for a home that I wanted to buy. And it was as simple as that. Something that I really did focus on was buying either a short sale or foreclosed home, just in a sense to get a good deal. That's something that I personally wanted to do. And no way does that mean that's something that you have to do. But now my house is almost appraised, I think about $60,000 to $80,000 more than what I initially bought it for, which is huge. In a sense, it's an investment property. I live in the master, and I rent out the other rooms, and I've been able to create a business out of it. So it came down with a simple step of understanding what it is that I needed to do to achieve that goal. So I reached out to a real estate agent, and I want you guys to understand that for all those that are trying to buy their first home, all those that are trying to get a better understanding on what it is that you guys need to do to, achieve the goal of buying your first house, regardless of what age you guys are, there's real estate agents and there's lenders out there that are asking and begging for your business. Call them. You don't have to work with the first one that you call, but you have to explain them your plan. Okay, I'm 14 years old, I'm 15, I'm 18, I'm 30, I'm 50, whatever your age is, regardless of how old you are. Call them, tell the real estate agent, this is the potential home that I want to buy, this is like the price range that I'm looking at. Is this realistic for me to be able to qualify for this house? They'll get you in contact with possibly a lender that they personally worked for, and they'll write it all down for you. How much you need to be making, how much you need to have saved, where your debt to income ratio needs to be, where your credit score needs to be. They'll tell you everything you need to achieve, in a sense, a rubric or an outline, a syllabus on what it is that you need to achieve to qualify for that home. So you don't need to pay for any special program, you don't need anything special. All you need to understand is, this is the house that I want to buy. What is it that I need to, in a sense, accomplish to qualify for that house? It's as easy as that, guys. That's all I did, and that's what led to my success. And doing that, moving over to Arizona, and I want to talk about I want to explain to you guys that by age 20, I wasn't making an enormous amount of money. I want you guys to understand that I had no debt. I saved all my money since I was always working or going to school, and I didn't go out. So I have a buddy that I've talked about before. His name is Graham Stephan, and he made a video on how by age 26 he became a millionaire, and he does real estate and stuff like that, and he makes an amazing living. And he just talked about he was working so much that he didn't have any time to spend his money, and that's what led to him, based on an opportunity that came in 2008 or 2009 when the real estate market took a crash. He had so much money saved that when it came down to these houses being at like $60,000 to $70,000, he had all the money saved. So all he did was he took advantage of the opportunity and something he was saving towards, and he took advantage of it, he bought them, and now they're worth about 400% of what he initially bought them for. And it's an amazing thing. It doesn't mean that you guys need to be a guru. I mean, I 100% encourage the more you know, the better that you'll do. But it's not always that. Understand that you don't need to be making $100,000 to $200,000 a year to qualify for your first house. You don't need to be 30 years old to buy your first house. If you're 30, then go for it. But you guys need to understand that with relatively, depending on the area that you live in. Again, I was buying in Gilbert, Arizona, so that's why I moved away from California, because the amount of money that I was making wasn't necessarily enough to qualify for a decent house in California. But relatively, with a good credit score, with little to no debt when it comes to how much it is that you've incurred, and with having a stable income that's around, I want to say, based on my experience, 30 to 50,000, based on the people that I've spoken to, that's all you really need to qualify for a house for about $250,000 or less. Understanding that that might not be a potential home price within your area, that's up to you guys. I don't know exactly where it is that you guys live, but I want to make sure that you guys have one thing clear, and that you don't need to make an enormous living to buy your first property. I think that's a really big misconception, and that's what in a sense motivated me to make this video. There's a bunch of people that want to buy the first house, and there's a bunch of people that in a sense don't know how to get started. It really comes down to just taking the first step. Although you guys might be very young, you guys might be a little bit older, take the first step, contact a real estate agent, contact a lender, get in contact with them, get an understanding of what it is that you guys need to do to accomplish this goal that you guys have, and work towards it. There's nothing that's stopping you other than just the lack of work. I'm not in a sense telling you anything special that you guys need to do. All I'm doing is reach out to your local real estate agent, reach out to your local lender, and get up to date on what it is that you guys need to qualify for this house. It's as simple as that. So by age 20, my stable income was making me about $60,000 a year, and in doing that, I was able to qualify for my first property. I saved all my money, so the down payment and the earnest money deposit was in a sense no hassle for me. That's definitely one of the big things. If you guys aren't comfortable with saving money, that's something that you guys needs to become second nature. I'm not, in a sense, I don't want to say that I'm cheap, but I don't spend money in enormous amount of money in clothes or anything like that. I invest all my money, and I have fun with my friends from time to time, and my family, but in no way do I spend an enormous amount of money, and that's just something that I've learned. But it's just the type of person I am. I don't go on crazy experiences, so for you guys that just want to travel the world and spend all your money more on experiences, you guys might need a different approach, because all I did was I saved all my money, I worked hard, I worked all the time, and I understood what it is that I need to achieve to, in a sense, accomplish this goal. And it's as simple as that. My credit score was about 740, so again, it wasn't a ridiculous high credit score. And the way that I got there, I'll just tell you guys. I got a secured credit card within a local bank. And a secured credit card, if you guys don't know what that is, Google it and it'll tell you. And I did it for a couple months, and then later got my credit score to 740. A couple months is more than just a couple months, but it wasn't more than a year, and I'm just telling you guys that right now. So all I'm saying is, if I was able to do it and buy my first property by age 20, again, I was working since the age of 14, working towards a goal of buying my GTR, which in a sense assisted or accompanied my goal of buying my first house, because I was already saving money and already working all the time. When it comes to qualifying towards something, for a bank to actually lend you money, you have to have a stable income. So realistically, if you don't have a stable income job, one that I'd personally recommend is something that is sales-based or commission-based, just because it's a little bit more competitive, motivated, and in a sense, you make a little bit more if it is actually commission-based. So that's just something that I'm going to be recommending based on my own experience. But all I want you guys to do, and all I want you guys to understand, is that you guys don't need to wait, you know, years later till you're making a little bit more money. You guys, if I'm catching you at a young age, you guys don't have much debt, you guys don't have many expenses, now is the time to get started. It's as simple as that. And for those that have a family that already have, in a sense, series of expenses, saving money, working on your credit, and maybe trying to work on extra sources of income to, in a sense, increase your base income might be something that you guys might want to work towards. But overall, get an understanding of what it is that you guys exactly need based on contacting a local lender or real estate agent. So understand what your goal needs to be to buy your first property. Create a plan, you know, if it's a 2-year, a 1-year, a 5-year plan, whatever it is. If you guys are willing to work towards it, just know that it will happen. It does take a lot of hard work, it does take a lot of time, and it does take a lot of sacrifice. But I'm just telling you based on my own experience and the type of life that I live now. I'm so happy that I've worked so hard from the past years, because now I have so many, if not thousands, of people that reach out to me time after time, and it comes down to because they think that I did something special or something like that. I really just enjoy what it is that I do, and that's working, and that's really helping people. So I hope you guys understand that, and I hope and wish you guys, you know, the best in achieving your guys' goal. But unfortunately, my wishes won't, in a sense, help you guys whatsoever, and you guys need to understand that it's hard work, understanding what it is that you guys need to do. And if you guys are saying, how can I, you know, accomplish something today, contact your real estate agent today and contact a lender and just ask. There's nothing bad that can happen by just asking. So if you guys do one thing good today, regardless of what your age is, as long as you guys have your parents' approval, if you guys are underage, just reach out to someone, reach out to a lender, reach out to a real estate agent, and just ask on what it is that you guys need to, in a sense, make. Your credit score needs to be, your debt to income ratio needs to be, to qualify for your first property at whatever your desired price range is, or one that they would recommend for you. In a sense, thank you guys again so much for watching. If you guys are interested in trading penny stocks, again, the link is provided for you down below. We have a little bit over 25,000 members now worldwide, and the thing that we do best is we provide a supportive community for both new and experienced traders. So I hope you guys see value in that. You simply just have to have a Facebook account, and then you click on the link down below, and then I approve you. And then on the top pinned post, we have a series of group chat links that you can click, and then you'll be able to network with the 25,000 members that we have within our community. Thank you guys again so much for watching. I hope you guys have an amazing day, and like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take care, guys. In a sense, lend you money. There's a